Infinite may have just been delayed, but that doesn't mean that the hype train for Halo is slowing down anytime soon. I'm Void Ranger, and today we're going to be talking about Chief's new Mjolnir Gen III armor, its shielding system, and how it may represent a massive leap in technologies over the previous generation of Mjolnir armor. Right, so I've got some coffee, which means it's the perfect time to talk Halo lore. Specifically, we're going to be looking at the potential integration of reverse-engineered Forerunner hardlight shielding and the phasing out of traditional energy shielding from Mjolnir, which in of itself is reverse engineered from Covenant tech, which in of itself was a poorly copied version of Forerunner shielding. Let's not think about that too hard. So what exactly put this idea into my head? This right here, the shield recharge effect that a lot of people seem to dislike. I personally don't mind it that much, but that's besides the point. That and the brief clip of Chief using the shade turret. Note the hexagonal patterns in the shields here. Energy shielding doesn't typically form into such organized sets of smaller structures. It usually creates a solid barrier that energy can be seen flaring about the surface of, almost like a liquid. I don't think that this is just how the visual style for shields in Infinite works, based on the fact that the elites we see Chief fighting seem to have more traditional shielding effects when they get damaged. No, what I'm thinking we're seeing is more akin to solid light, or as it's called in Halo, hard light, which is a sort of active protection system used by the Forerunners. So what's the difference? Well, energy shielding either works one of two ways, the first of which would be by creating a powerful magnetic field that interferes with incoming projectiles and plasma, while the second would be by emitting a field of contained plasma all its own through magnetic containment that could vaporize incoming projectiles and dissipate incoming plasma. It's really never explained how energy shields work, to my knowledge, but hard light, on the other hand, is explained, and as its name implies, it works by creating a solid surface out of energy or light, which can serve to greatly increase the survivability of the wearer by outright absorbing the kinetic energy of a round, while also being highly resistant to plasma due to the relatively negligible effect that heat has upon the created surface. Following the Human Covenant War, humanity found themselves upon heaps and heaps of Forerunner installations and artifacts, which they quickly went about studying and reverse engineering. This research enabled the UNSC to build ships that not only matched the previously superior Covenant vessels, but outright overtake them and render them obsolete in terms of combat. Furthermore, we've seen Forerunner tech in Mjolnir before. In fact, the Gen II variants of armor Fotis, Perfect, and Reaper are all directly based upon Forerunner designs. And beyond this, several of the compatible modules within Gen 2, the Z5080 Promethean Vision, the Z4190 Bubble Shield, and the Z90 Hardlight Shield all run on Forerunner technology, with the latter two using Hardlight tech already. While these modules were inflexible and had limited use overall, it is reasonable to assume that given the number of years since the introduction of Gen 2, that the UNSC Oni and Catherine Halsey may have been able to improve upon these technologies and integrate them into Gen 3. Now, having said all of that, it is only fair that I mention that the shields on the Shade also appear to have hexagonal panels, so perhaps this is all explainable as artistic direction after all, though again, I would then expect to see the elite shields also sporting these patterns, which they don't. If my theory is correct, then it would mean that the UNSC's defensive systems could be on the verge of advancing exponentially, which could have a number of implications on the larger universe of Halo. But that's a topic for another time. Thanks for watching this little bite-sized video. I know it was short, but I really didn't think that this topic needed to be bloated past 10 minutes just for the sake of it. Let me know what you guys thought of it down in the comments. I'll catch you next time, and remember to keep it clean.